Britain's dirty laundry has been aired with new research showing just how little some people are changing their underwear.
A study by Currys of around 2,000 people found almost half of British men wear their undies for more than a day. A staggering 20% persist with the same pair for a whole week, and 5% sport the same pants for 2 to 3 weeks. So we hit the streets to see if you thought Britain needed to clean up its act.
I don't know, it's not surprising. I mean, men in my country, they don't change that much either.
Got a couple of crummy housemates that might agree with that one.
I've always been of the mind that you should change them every morning.
It's not surprising, but it's so gross.
It's a disgrace, and frankly, they need to up their game and do their laundry more often.
Well, climate journalist Donnacha McCarthy says he's doing his bit for the environment by only changing his pants once a week. Comedian Dave Chawner says, frankly, that's not okay. Donnacha, how on earth can you live with yourself?
Well, I'm living with 11 million people. Men and women in Britain are actually doing what I was brought up as a kid. We had a weekly bath and we change our underwear once a week. The serious point here, of course, is 10% of global emissions comes from clothing. 189 million plastic fibres come from the average household washing. So constantly this obsession with cleanliness is actually trashing the planet, trashing nature, and trashing and poisoning us.
Okay, do you reverse them halfway through the week?
Is that what you do? That's
I change one every day.
That's a new one.
I just wondered if you're not changing them, do you reverse them around?
That's hilarious.
You sort of turn them inside out.
No,
you must do something.
I'm really impressed. I had balls with a name like that. I'm really impressed with that.
Dave, I suppose the question for you then is, how can you live with yourself? Changing them every day?
It's not madness. Like, I mean, yeah, we used to live in mud huts and like splash woad on the wall and wear animal skins. I don't think we're going back to that. I think this really frustrates me because I think people think that if you care about the planet, you have to be some sort of crusty, and I really don't think that you do. I think this is kind of like changing your pants once a day. That, you know, that's not a lot to ask. Also, agriculture, energy, building, they give a lot more in sort of water usage than just changing your pants.
Well, actually, I've actually said 10% of global carbon emissions comes from clothing. Washing our clothes at high temperatures every day trashes our clothes and has a huge impact on the environment. We're actually, I know it's a fun issue, and I think it's really impressive that 11 million people have sensible washing practices in Britain. That's great news. What we need to do is make sure everybody has sensible. But this week we heard from the UN that we are heading towards 3 degrees rise in temperatures, and he says that is actually a roadway to hell. We've got to act.
Okay.
Carl says change every 4 days, then 3 days commando, 1 pair a week. Simple.
Lorraine's going to kick up a stink if we keep this going any longer. Dave and Donnacha, thank you. We're back tomorrow. Here's Lorraine.